Yeah, first of all, hello and welcome to everyone who took the time today to join us and to have spent the time to listen to our presentation about Luran and NAS, two of our transparent solutions, and we will also talk about some of the sustainability aspects to show you how you can achieve with our product your sustainability targets. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Inga Messier. I'm the Commercial Product Manager for NAS here in Europe. But today, Erik Vetter, who's the Commercial Product Manager for Luran, will also talk to us. And we will also have Luran Jochum, who's the Technical Product Manager for Luran and NAS. He will explain to us a bit about the technical aspects and also talk about some potential applications. Just before we start, I just would like to say that this session is recorded and you can later also find the session on our website. So should you miss any part of this presentation, you can later go back and you can just re-listen to it. Now we would like to talk about 4 points today. So first of all, I will introduce who we are, by whom we mean EMEA Styolution, so some key figures and facts. Then we talk about the portfolio on itself and about the applications. Then we will talk about our eco grades and we will explain the sustainability concept and how we can help you with our products to achieve your own sustainability goals. As a last point, we have a Q&A. So during our presentation, you're already more than welcome to write some questions into the chat box. We will then later at the end take the time to answer these. We may not be able to answer all of them for time reasons, or if they are too specific, then we ask you to either reach out to your account manager if you already have one, or you can refer to the info point. Later on, we will also show you the address. So first of all, about EMEA Styolution in general. Today, we have roughly 3,100 employees. We are present in 9 countries. We have 16 production sites, 5 R&D centers, and 22 sales offices. We are the global leader in styrenics, and we are present in various industries. So you can find our products in construction, sport and leisure, but also packaging. We are very present in the automotive industry, in electronics, healthcare, and today's focus, the household industries, as Luran and NAS are very often used for household appliances. Also, we are very proud that we received also in 2022 the EcoVadis Gold label, which proves our basically sustainability agenda. As I mentioned, we are a global producer, so that means we are present in America, Asia, and Europe. Today, our focus will be the European production sites, in particular, for example, Ludwigshafen, where we produce the Luran and NAS. There, the polymerization takes place, but we also have Schwarzheide, which is our compounding site, where we sometimes produce more specific colors or add specific additive packages. Now I will hand over to Luran Jochum, who will explain to us some of the technical aspects.
Yeah, hello everybody and welcome also from my end. Thank you for the introduction, Inga, and I will give you an overview of Luran and NAS portfolio. Starting today first with Luran. Luran is a styrene acrylonitrile copolymer, abbreviated SAN. It features the same optical properties as crystal polystyrene, but a better chemical and heat resistance. And these properties come mainly from the acrylonitrile that is in the SAN. That's why we position Luran in our advanced styrenic specialty portfolio. And the SAN that we serve comes also with all necessary documentation, such as food contact statements and medical approval. On the next slide, you can see an overview of our portfolio. As I mentioned before, we need to highlight here that SAN is the combination of transparency and chemical resistance, but also for certain industry, it offers benefits such as having a high heat resistance, such having a good rigidity, and also the approvals that come here. We have a broad variety of SAN grades for various applications, and also they come in various colors. We have grades such as a Luran 378P or 388S, which come with the highest chemical resistance. And then we have also other grades where the focus is on the excellent transparency and the light natural colors, such as the Luran 338L or the Luran 348Q. And then we have overall balanced grades with balanced properties of chemical resistance and clarities, such as the 358N or the 368R. Each of these grades is available in 2 different flows to have good processing properties. We also serve the healthcare industry with our Luran HD20, and we are also targeting on non-food applications, such, for example, the Luran 378P G7, which comes along with a certain amount of glass fiber content for reinforced properties, such as in the construction industries. Here you see an overview of the Luran application. As mentioned before, the majority of application is located in household industries for injection molding application, where you, for example, can realize food processors, salad bowl, storage boxes, water tanks, where you need the combination of media resistance, for example, towards oil or a certain dishwater resistance, and the transparency. But you can also find application in protection for washing machines or in other industries, where you can see on the next slide, such as cosmetic packaging, where you need also the combination of transparency and chemical resistance, or battery housing, or in the toys and other industry, for example, pens, or what I mentioned before in construction industry. That was it on the Luran portfolio. The next candidate that we want to present here is our NAS. NAS is also a highly transparent and stiff polymer. It belongs also to our advanced styrenic portfolio, and NAS is a copolymer out of styrene and methyl methacrylate. The methyl methacrylate gives in the NAS the outstanding clarity and also the easy processing. So the NAS combines the benefit out of both worlds. It features the good processing of a styrenics and also the incorporates the ultra clarity of what you know under the acrylic portfolio, such as, for example, PMMA. For NAS, we also offer a broad portfolio. The NAS comes also with all necessary documentation, such as food and medical approvals. Here we have different grades of NAS. One is the NAS 21, that's a general purpose grade. And then we have different grades with different features. For example, the NAS 30, which comes with an enhanced flow, the NAS 90, which features improved mechanical properties, or the latest extensions of our portfolio would be then the NAS 60, which comes with an enhanced clarity, whereas XC stands for extreme clarity. This grade so far is not available in food contact application, but it's been served with UV protection on top, which can be used for indoor as well as for outdoor application as an alternative to PMMA in injection molding application. Just to give you a further overview of NAS, what I have mentioned before, NAS can be also been used in household application, such as for water tanks, for storage boxes, for fridge drawers, or for water filters applications. All these applications where you need an excellent transparency and food contact approval. Often the question is raised, what's the difference or what's the main difference between Luran and NAS, because both polymers are so similar and targeting on similar markets and application, especially in household industry. We need to highlight here that overall NAS and SRN are very good comparable polymers, However, they differentiate especially in that sense that Luran offers a better chemical stability in, for example, that you need for household application in where you need a good resistance towards dishwater detergents or to oily substances. And also due to the higher Y-cut of Luran, you have better heat resistance. On the other side, if the focus is on aesthetics, on sparkling clarity, on lowest taste properties, then you would always be better off with NAS, which features this sparkling clarity. And also you have here a broader variety in color variation and a better processing profile. That was it on the introduction of our Luran and NAS grades. And then I would like to hand over now to my colleague Eric, who will give you an introduction in our eco-philosophy and also in our eco-product portfolio.
Thank you very much, Florian, and hello everyone also from my side. I will guide you today through our sustainability solution products. To do this, I will start with our sustainability agenda. This consists, as you can see in the chart, on three main pillars. The first one is we want to save 1 million tons of CO2 equivalent in 2030. This is scope 1 and 2 emissions compared to our baseline of 2019. We have an action plan for this, and among others, this includes important investments and adjustments in our operations. The second pillar, as you can see in the middle, is that, and where we absolutely need your support, this will be key to make this a successful story, is that we want to sell 500 KT of eco products in 2030. With eco products, I mean products that either have a more favorable carbon footprint compared to fossil-based, or that support recycling and circularity. Currently, we are offering Luran and NAS as bioattributed solutions. But as a teaser, we will also launch, and this will be quite soon available, chemical recycled attributed grades. So stay tuned, this will be announced soon. And the third pillar, also key, is that we want to ensure a 100% regulatory compliance with conventional and also eco products. Products should be safe and should fulfill all your application requirements. Ultimately, we want to achieve by 2050 carbon neutrality. This means net zero emissions. So this brings me now to our Luran and NAS eco portfolio. We offer, as mentioned, bioattributed grades. And these are a drop-in solution. As the name says, we want to make it easy for our customers and offer products with the same performance and same processability as conventional ones. You can use the same tools and the processing machine. The same applies for regulatory status. You will get the sameness letters and statement packages that you are used to with a fossil counterparts. Big benefit of Luran and NAS Eco is the greenhouse savings, and this leads me then to the next slide, where I will explain then the bioattribution process. So we have on the lower corner left the traditional fossil-based one, the fossil-based route, but at the same time we have, with the introduction of biocircular grades, we follow what we call the renewable solutions. So this is renewable feedstock, biocircular feedstock, meaning organic kitchen waste, and used cooked oil, straw, tile oil, just to name some examples, which is then fed to the refinery and turned into bio-naphtha or biogas, and then we feed it into our steam cracker, and from there on we get our basic molecules, which we use to create further chemistry and the differentiated grades. Pretty much is a similar concept to the green energy, where this allocation process is taking place. And important is to mention that we have an external certifying partner, which is looking that the allocation is being done in a proper way, which is called ISCC. So our grades are ISCC plus certified. And it turns then to different applications such as coffee machines, water filters, and so on. I mean, Florian has already highlighted quite some application or the broad application field of our products. So what are the key then main advantages of our products? We are talking of this second generation feedstocks. So they are not competing directly with food or land use. This is very important to stress. This is allowing us to substitute the fossil resources and to have important reductions in greenhouse emissions. What does this mean for you? This is just to highlight an example. We have our traditional fossil-based 358N. And if you switch to our Luran Eco 358N BC70, you have automatically savings of around 93%. And the same case is for NAS Eco grades. So you are almost very close to carbon neutrality. And important is that this data has been assessed by a third-party institute, the company Ethos. So products that are sustainably produced, contribute to mitigate the climate change, and help us to reduce the risk of fossil depletion so that the fossil resources can be used in a different way. We have done the same exercise for different grades, as you can see here, Luran Eco, moving from around 90% savings. With some other grades, we have around 77% greenhouse gas house savings. And this is done, as I mentioned, by a third-party assessment by the company Ethos and doing a life cycle assessment. So the space for opportunities is quite broad. And having said this, I will then give the word to my colleague Inga, she will share you then some case studies where this has been successfully implemented. So Inga, I give you the word.
Yeah, thank you, Erik. Yeah, like my colleague Erik mentioned, so I just would like to talk to you about a couple of applications where Luran or NAS Eco are already used or can be used. This is just to make it a bit more, grabbable, so you understand a bit better how it could be fitting for your application. So here in this case, for example, we have a blender, which is made out of bioattributed Luran Eco 358N BT70. So the customer challenge, of course, was that ideally you have a drop-in solution, which is sustainable. And that means by drop-in that you don't have to change anything within your process or your machines. You can just basically keep everything as is. You're just changing the material to the Eco version. By doing so, you obviously then would also reduce your carbon footprint significantly. And like my colleague mentioned, depending on the bioattributed content, which for Luran can be between 60 and 80%, you're then actually saving between 77 and 99% due to footprint. Luran is an ideal grade for this kind of application due to its excellent transparency, but also the chemical resistance. If you have the different foods being processed in there, you have sufficient stiffness and also quite a good heat resistance, which is very important for this kind of mechanical application in the household industry. Also, this product, if you are being certified as well by ISCC+, then it would mean that you could label your final finished product at the end also to be ISCC certified. So it wouldn't just be our product, but if you buy our certified product and certify your own process, then at the end you can label the final product as certified. The second example is a water filter jug. In this case, it's made out of bioattributed NAS. The same, of course, applies here as well, that a customer was looking for a more sustainable solution, but without changing the process or the properties of the material. So the final end product should have the same appearance, but also comply with the same regulatory, basically, standards. So our NAS, also in the Eco version, complies with the highest standards for food contact, but also the Chinese food contact, and it also is FDA compliant. If you choose NAS, you have minimum 70% bioattributed content. And again, depending on the grade, then you save between 79% and 93% of carbon footprint versus the fossil-based NAS. Of course, as mentioned before by Florian, our key features for NAS are especially the outstanding clear appearance, which, for example, for water carrying application, that is very important for the appearance. It's very low in haze, so it looks nearly like glass clear. And it has also good thermal and chemical resistancy. So therefore, in this case, NAS is an ideal fit, for example, for this water jug. And you could just easily switch from the existing grade to the eco grade, as again, it's a drop-in solution and nothing has to be changed. Now, if you would like to find out a bit more about the technical data and also some of the regulatory aspects, you can visit our website where you can download already a few documents like the technical data sheet. But also, if you require more information, you can always reach out to our info point, and the address you can find here. Or if you already have a key account manager, then just reach out to that person, and every question you may have shall be then answered through that channel. Now, we would like to move on to a Q&A session. So yeah, if you've already posted some questions, that's good, but you're also more than welcome to still add additional questions to the chat box.
Thank you, Inga. So I will guide you through the Q&A session. So we received so far some questions, and I will ask now Inga the first question that we received here on the minimum order quantity for NAS Eco and the lead time for this grade.
Yes, so for both, actually, for Luran and NAS Eco, the minimum order quantity is 11 metric tons, just as the same as for our fossil grades. We keep that exactly the same to also follow the drop-in solution approach. And the lead time, because it's the so-called made-to-order grade, so we produce it specifically once you place your order, is 7 weeks.
Okay, thank you. I hope this answer your question. So the next one would be in the direction to Eric on Luran or Luran Eco. So you have introduced nicely the concept of bioattribution on Luran and NAS. Is the question would be here in that sense, would for Luran be a way to go to mechanical recycled Luran or to mechanical recycled SAN?
Thank you very much for the question, Florian. So this is certainly a direction we are looking also to. Of course, mechanical recycling for a transparent product has some challenges, especially for a product which is also then related to food contact applications and high transparency, no impurities. So this, we are working with several partners on it, but for the moment we recommend either bioattributed or, as I mentioned, soon then chemical recycle attributed concept will also be introduced.
Okay, thank you, Eric. Then we received a question on the sampling process with eco material. This I would like to hand over to Inga again. How to manage the sampling process with eco material? Is this still needed? And if yes, if a customer insists, for example, on the sampling, how we would deal with that? What would be then the minimum sampling size for an eco product?
Yeah, so it's a very good question, because for us it's very important to highlight that in theory sampling is not necessary. Like I mentioned, and also my colleague during the presentation, in theory it's a drop-in solution. That means that chemically there is no difference at all, as the sustainable content is fed in before the steam crackle. So by the time we're basically doing the polymerization, chemically it cannot be distinguished. However, if your own process for approval reasons should really require sampling, then we would ask you to reach out to your account manager if you have one, because we obviously want to support where possible. Normally we then say that the minimum sample quantity is 1 pellet, just due to the process of the certification and yeah, following just the ISCC process, 1 pellet is usually the minimum order quantity then for a sample.
Florian, I would just have a last question, and this, I think it's more related in your direction. When should I use NAS and when should I use Luran?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So SAN and NAS are quite comparable polymers. However, they are different in that sense that SAN has a better chemical resistance towards NAS and also towards polystyrene. That means if you need, for example, excellent dishwater resistance, then you would go to SAN. However, if the focus is more on aesthetics, on optical properties, and on the processing, then you would go to NAS. For example, the example that was demonstrated by Inga on the water pitcher. But meanwhile, we also received some more questions on the ISCC certification process, which I would also like to answer here. Does a customer need to be ISCC certified to buy the material? So no, that's not the case. So independently from the certification, whether the customer is certified or not, he can buy the material, the NAS Eco or Luran Eco material. However, if he wants to claim properties or to sell it under ISCC logo, then for sure a customer needs to be certified. And then there was one more question on the carbon dioxide reduction or on the carbon footprint. Is this information available? Yes, this information is available. The info that we gave here, you will find also in our TDS. Yeah, there you will find the info on all reduction of carbon dioxide that is involved with the eco material. And if you need, for whatever reasons, more precise data on the overall carbon footprint, then just reach us out and we can help you here separately. So far, I think we did not receive any further question. However, on our last slide, you can find the information if you have during the webinar or later on some more thoughts or some more questions or information that you need. You can reach us out under the following contact addresses. And I hope you enjoyed our webinar on Luran and NAS. This will definitely not the last one. Some more webinars will follow in the future, so check out. And thanks for joining. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Inga. And have a good day. Enjoy and bye-bye.
Driving success together.